in terms of keys to the game, how to get a win, it's the same as always. Limit turnovers, play complementary football, and basically keep Lamar Jackson in the pocket. Which a couple of years ago, you kind of want him to stay in the pocket and throw. Probably not so much. He's like a absolute beautiful deep ball thrower and just really, can dash you up, through the air or with his legs.
You are now tuned in to Go Time Dolphins with Charlie Touche and Kadeem Simmons, the Miami Dolphins podcast that's for the fans and by the fans.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's showtime. Going all out when it's go time. Go. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's showtime. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Go. Don't waste no time.
Not a primetime episode, but as always, a prime time podcast. As you can see, just me over here. Don't know why my thumbs things. Yeah, Miami Dolphins, Baltimore Ravens preview, Thursday night football, an interesting game. Gonna get into my thoughts on the season before the game kicks off, basically. What a win means, what a loss means, and kind of like a brief history of this game, especially involving Tua. And obviously my predictions as well. For those who are new here, welcome. Normally it is myself and Charlie. Just me. Charlie cannot make this episode, but he will be making the Ravens review, which should be out on Friday. No 5-yard Lee. He is probably still on a plane to Miami. He's attending this game and the Buffalo game. Come back with 2 dubs. Thank you very much. But yeah, this is an interesting game. They're all interesting games. But the Ravens come into the game on the back of a good win against Chicago Bears. Did see that game, and Chicago kind of took an early lead and probably should have had the game won. Baltimore don't really have anything in terms of, obviously, no Lamar Jackson, injuries on both sides of the ball, not good. But they found a way to win. And when Lamar Jackson got injured early this season, people kind of, circled the Thursday night football game against the Dolphins as the most likely game he was going to return. And lo and behold, it sounds like he will be starting the game. But that doesn't worry me. Tua has a good record against the Ravens since he'd been drafted by the Dolphins back in 2020. He is 2-1. And what's interesting is we go back to the last game or the first time they played. Tua didn't start the game. Jacoby Brissett did. And it was just an ugly game. I'm looking at the drives of that game. Ravens get the ball, drive down the field, score a field goal, sorry. So 3-0 to the Ravens. Then Dolphins get the ball, 5 plays, punt. Ravens get the ball again, 8 plays, 45 yards, missed field goal. And then it's punt, 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 punt. Dolphins get a field goal to make it 3-3. And then it's punt, punt, punt. And then it's a field goal for the Dolphins to go 6-3 up, end of half. Then it's punt, 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 punt. Field goal for the Dolphins to go up 9-3. And then a fumble touchdown for the Dolphins to go up 15-3. And then punt, punt, touchdown for the Ravens, 10-15. Touchdown for the Dolphins, 22-10. Interception, game ends. Tua came into that game. Like I said, Jacoby Brissett started, and Brian Flores was like, "We need a spark. We need a spark." And Tua was that spark. Tua is 1-0 against the Ravens. We then have the Mike McDaniel second game in charge, 42-38, absolute barnstormer. Which the Dolphins are down at 35 points in the fourth quarter, managed to win the game. Tua finishes that game with 469 yards, 6 passing touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Absolute, like, that's the game when, and again, people talk about, Tua's never been it, Mike McDaniel never been it. 2023, after that game, hey, these were the guys. Fun story, my good friend Drakey became a Dolphins fan after this game. He was like, this is amazing, and it's kind of been downhill ever since. But then what year is this? It is 2023. So I played 2021, 2022, 2023. But that 2023 game is the ugly one. Dolphins, it's week 17. The Dolphins basically win, and they win the division on the AFC East, and they get obliterated 56-9. Lamar Jackson, 5 touchdowns, 329 yards. Tua, 237 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. The Ravens just had their way with a Dolphins team that was injured. Like, they just were. It was ugly. Really, 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 really ugly. So yeah, Tua has a 2-1 record against the Ravens. And I mentioned what this game means, kind of going into it, depending on win, loss, all that kind of stuff. If the Dolphins win, and it isn't if, Lamar Jackson might be coming off an injury, but doing Lamar Jackson, if the Dolphins can win, they move to 3-6, 2-game win streak. Technically a game out of the playoff race, but other teams have to play all the good stuff. It's kind of been through the media that this isn't going to be a give up season for the Dolphins. Win, lose, or draw against the Ravens, there's not going to be a fire sale. And I say that to say, not that the result doesn't matter, because while you're still in with a playoff chance, even if it's like currently 12%, this players are still going to do their best to try and make that happen. The Dolphins keep talking about how they are a streaky team, especially under Mike McDaniel. They'll lose 6 games and then like win 9, or lose 3 and then win 7. Those aren't the exact numbers, but you kind of get what I mean. So if the Dolphins are going to start streaking, it probably starts now. And as Charlie kind of said on the review episode, last episode, into Falcons, why not start the streak against Baltimore? Beat Baltimore, try and beat the Bills, but beat the Bills, travel to Spain, beat Washington. If you can get to 5-6 by the bye week, you're in a good position. But anyway, this game is going to be an interesting game. Like I said, I saw the Ravens Bears game, and the Ravens just look like a team. So the Ravens are where are they? Are 2-5. The Ravens are 2-5, and they're still winning a chance of their division. The Steelers currently lead it 4-3. The Bengals are 3-5. The Ravens are 2-5, and the Browns are 2-6. The Ravens are looking at this game. Both teams are looking at this game as a chance to really turn the season around. Both picked up wins over the weekend. Win another one, and you're back in with if you're the Ravens, back in with a chance to win the division, also make the playoffs. And if you're the Dolphins, playoffs. The Patriots are 6-2. The Bills are 5-2. Like, you're probably not winning the division unless you have a 2023 Dolphins catastrophe, basically. But no, it's going to be a fun game. As I mentioned, it's a primetime game. If you're in the UK watching, 1 till about 4. And no, I think if you listen and watch the reaction of the players after the Falcons game, there's belief, and it's been funny because the Dolphins Dolphins players, even during that losing streak, were saying, we still believe. Like, just fix a few things and we believe. And fans were like, no, tank. And I think, Jordan Brooks, to Jonas Avenaya, others have basically said, especially after the game on Sunday, we can, we can go streaking. And yeah, like I said, the Ravens is a really good opportunity to do that. So, no, I think in terms of keys to the game, how to get a win, it's the same as always. Limit turnovers, play complementary football, and basically keep Lamar Jackson in the pocket. Which a couple of years ago, you kind of want him to stay in the pocket and throw. Probably not so much. He's like a absolute beautiful deep ball thrower and just really, can dash you up, through the air or with his legs. But it's the Dolphins defense which may have found some juice against the Falcons. Doesn't have the sacks to that they would want, obviously. But turnovers and just playing really, really hard and fast. And if they can continue that, I do think they have an opportunity to come away with a win in prime time against the Ravens. Like I said at the beginning, Tua has a really good record against the Ravens. He's 2-1. Can he be 3-1? That's the question that we'll find out come Friday morning if you're in London, Thursday night if you are in the States. My prediction for the game, unfortunately, is a Ravens win. I think they're going to win by 2 scores. I'm going to go to about 27-16 maybe. But we'll see. Listen, let me know in the comments what your prediction is going to be. Let me know, I can't even say it's going to be a bounce back game. Tua had a brilliant game against the Falcons. Still some things he needs to clean up, but he turns up against the Ravens if you ignore 2023, and I think there's belief in him. There's belief in his team that they haven't quit Mike McDaniel, and if they can start fast on Thursday, even though I think the Ravens will get the win, wouldn't be surprised if the Dolphins were able to get a result. So guys, thank you for joining me. Like I said, Charlie will be back on Friday, to do the review. Not much more for me to add. It's just me. There's no bonus time. But no, guys, it's been a good one. And like I said, smash that like button, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And until the next time, not even I shall see you soon. Peace.